Hey there, I'm Jen, and today we're taking a closer look at the Daytona Lady Pilot Gore-Tex boots. Now, this is a boot that has a cult following. It's been around for a bunch of years now, not a lot of changes going on here, but with the touring riders out there, this is considered like a go-to. There's a couple different reasons for that. First of all, it has that Gore-Tex membrane, so it's going to give you that waterproofing capability throughout the life of the boot, very important to the touring rider. And then the Lady Pilots in particular have this, you could see, kind of extended heel. So you could get anywhere from 2 to 2.5 inches of lift out of this boot. So some touring bikes are a little bit taller. For riders that need to make up that difference, this lift is talked about a whole lot in the rider forums. I also want to talk about, there's other kind of fit features in this boot that's unique to it. We're going to take a closer look at that in just a minute, but like this expansion area in the back to fit different kind of pants or help out if you have slightly oversized calves or other anatomical things going on. This boot has a couple different tricks up its sleeve. And then of course, Daytona is known for its quality materials and build quality in general. They're still all handmade in Germany. And again, yeah, this is kind of one of those cult status boots. Now, with all that quality and that kind of popularity, we got to talk about pricing here. The Pilots do price in at $350, means it's going to ship to you for free. And as always, our price match policy is in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. Now, when it comes to sizing, it's pretty easy on this one. We have found it is a true to size fit, so go ahead and order the size you would normally wear. All right, so let's dive into that 360 overview. We're going to cover all the different features of the Lady Pilot Gore-Tex boots. I'm going to start you in the front view here. So starting up top, this is a full height boot coming in around 12 inches. And in the shin area, there is a foam reinforcement here. So it's hard to see because it's of course behind the leather backing here, but you do have a little bit of protection in that vulnerable area. Now moving into the bellows here, these bellows help with the general mobility of the boot. So it kind of gives you that flex and give in the normal movement of the ankle. So when you're shifting gears, etc., the boot kind of moves with you. Moving into the toe box area, there is a reinforced toe box. You can see with that push and give. And there is this double layer system, the shift pad on top. That's good for your all-day comfort while you're shifting through gears. And also that double layer helps with the general longevity of the boot. So let's move on into the lateral or outside view of the Pilot boots. The general main construction materials here is an oiled cowhide leather. So not only do you have that Gore-Tex waterproof membrane, but Daytona has also decided to oil this leather for a little bit more water resistance out of that material. Moving on into the ankle area, now there is an ankle support foam padding in here. Personally, at this price point, I'd love to see something a little bit more stiff and robust, especially for touring riders. They're out there for long days on the road. They're going to face a lot of dangers on their street rides, so I'd like to see just a little bit more out of there. Moving on down though, let's talk about one of the stars of the show here on the Pilot boots, and that's going to be the sole. So you have a thermal molded rubber sole, and of course it has that nice big heel here that's going to help get you to that 2.5 inch lift. And I keep giving you that variance there. That's because on the inside of the boot, you're going to see this cork insole. So I wanted to give you a view here of how much more lift happens on the inside of the boot compared to just looking at the heel. Now, if you're a rider and maybe you don't have to have that much lift out of your boot, you of course can remove this insole, put in whatever insole you want, and manage that gap and height to whatever you like. But what I've seen on the rider forums is a lot of women riders really love having that extra lift out of this sole. When we look at the bottom, I just want to give you a view of that textured grip on the bottom. So it's going to give you a nice traction there in a very wet, slippery conditions, both on and off the bike. So moving right along, looking at the rear view, this is one of the top features of the boot. It gets talked about a lot. And so you have this expansion chamber with this Velcro. And what this gives you here is a lot more room to play with the upper cuff of the boot, depending if you're going to be tucking pants in or out. And I've seen so many women riders really appreciate this extra room, depending on what shape and size your calves are. So again, part of that cult status is you have so much flexibility with that little expansion chamber on the back side of the boot. And as we run down along the edge, you're going to see more of those mobility bellows to help with just the general flexibility of the Pilot boots. And down in the heel cup, a nice robust reinforcement there in the heel cup as well. And of course, a little reflective hit, pretty important to touring riders. You're gonna be riding at night a lot, a little pop of visibility there. So as we move on, looking at the medial or inside of the boot, this is your main entry point. So I'm gonna go ahead and unzip for you here so I can show you on the inside, and point this at the camera a little bit. This is your Gore-Tex membrane. This is the waterproofing capability of the boot for the lifetime of the boot, and you can see it comes right up to the tippy top. Some other boots, you know, they kind of shortchange you a little bit at certain different heights, all the way up to the top. So as you build out your kit and you want it to be nice and watertight, you can know that the Pilot boots are gonna give you that full coverage. Alrighty then, so that is your 360 overview of the Daytona Lady Pilot Gore-Tex boots. Again, this is a boot that has not changed much over the years, but it doesn't sound like the riders want it to change. It's got that cult following for being a good quality touring boot, has the waterproofing capability, has that lift to make up the difference for shorter inseams, and of course, the quality that Daytona is known for. But if you have more questions, go ahead and hit the info button on your desktop or mobile device. It's going to redirect you to the product page where you can see more product features and read some reviews from riders like yourself. And if you have even more questions, give our customer service a call. They're going to be happy to help you find a pair of riding boots that best suit your needs. All right, well, thanks for hanging out as we take a closer look at the Daytona Lady Pilot Gore-Tex boots. I'm Jen. Keep it on too.